Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a fun video. I was sitting down talking to my brother the other day and I was telling him all these like horror dating stories that I've had, and I was just thinking to myself, you know what, that would be kind of a fun video to kind of give you guys a story time about my worst dating experiences. I'm obviously not gonna be giving out any real names, even though some of you, like, you need to be put on blast, okay, because it's not right. Let's go ahead and get started. First, we have the prom date. This is a lesson to be learned in this story because the lesson should be listen to your dad if he tells you not to date somebody. Back when I was in high school, I met this guy 2 years older than me, and he didn't go to my high school, and I thought he was so cute. I wanted to date him, and at the time I was living with my dad, so when I got asked to prom by this guy, my dad said that he had to meet him. I was like, this is strange. My mom's never done this to me. Like, I've always had so much freedom. I'm like, why does my dad want to meet this guy? Anyways, I was really embarrassed to ask the guy, like, hey, will you come meet my dad? But in the end, he did. Long story short, he comes over to my dad's house. They're sitting in the living room talking. I'm eavesdropping, obviously, in the other room, and I hear like laughs, and I was like, oh, this is going good. Oh yeah, my dad's totally gonna let me date this guy. He leaves. My dad comes into the room. I was like, how'd it go? And he said to me, it went really well, but you're not dating him. And I was shocked because how can my dad have sized this guy up so quickly to say like, no, you can't date him? But then I forget, you know, my dad was a player in his day, so I should have listened to him because he knows. Sure enough, I went behind my dad's back and I decided to sneak out and go to prom with him. I had a really good friend at the time who his friend was into, so he invited her to prom. We went together, and obviously I couldn't stay late because I knew that I had to get back to my dad's house before he realized that I had left. I didn't want to be gone past curfew, so I couldn't go to any of the prom after parties. I decided, you know, I didn't want to get caught up. My dad scared me. So I went back home, made it back in time. I had this really weird feeling though, like, you know, you just have an intuition, and I was texting him later that night and he wasn't responding to me, and I thought to myself, something must be going on here. I knew I was gonna see him the next few days, and I decided to just make up a whole story to get him caught up and admit to me that he cheated because I felt it. I have a very good intuition, okay? I am never wrong when it comes to that. I felt it, I knew it in my bones. We meet up and I told him, let's just call his name Chris just for the sake of the video. My friend, let's just give her the name Brittany. I just said, so Chris told Brittany what happened after prom, and I just looked at him straight in the eyes. I'm making this up, by the way. Nobody said shit to me, but I was like, and he's like, what do you mean? I was like, don't look at me and lie to my face because your best friend already said everything. You think that he wasn't gonna tell her and that she wasn't gonna tell me? Like, you guys thought you were gonna keep it quiet and I wouldn't find out? His face dropped. Like, he was so shocked that his friend would do that to him, even though he didn't. He finally confessed what happened. He slept with somebody else, and I looked at him and I just got up, walked away, never talked to him again. Wasn't worth my time. I never even like let him have a comeback. I just left, and never again did I speak to him or see him again. I should have listened to my dad. You know, he was always right. After that moment, I thought to myself, if from now on my dad doesn't like somebody, I'm gonna look at them a little differently. I'm not gonna date them, period. So I learned my lesson, but that was my prom date. I knew it, I felt it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I decided to wear my hair curly for prom because, like, you know, I wanted to do like curls. And when he picked me up, this asshole had the nerve to be like, why'd you wear your hair like that? The fuck? Excuse me? Why did I wear my hair like that? Is that something you want some guy to say to you? Right then and there, I was already like, I don't even want to go with you anymore. Don't talk about my hair like that. Like, what? Ugh. Bye. So that is my prom date story. The next story is kind of like my most embarrassing story to tell. Not embarrassing for me. It's embarrassing for me to say the things that I'm gonna say, but not because it's me. Embarrassing for him. So the next guy is gonna be called Grandma's Boy. Back in the day, me and my friend, we used to always go to the same bar. Like every Thursday we went to the same bar. There was this guy there that I thought was kind of cute, you know. He was cute. He came up to me one day and the first things he said to me were, has anyone ever told you you looked like Eva Longoria? That was like his way to talk to me. You know, I'll give him points for trying. My friend and I would always nickname guys we dated. We never called them by their name. We'd give them nicknames. So we ended up nicknaming him Eva. He was aware of the nickname because we just kept calling him Eva after that. One night he had been drinking and I hadn't, so he needed a ride home and I was like, sure, it's on my way. I'll drop you off. We get in my car. I'm driving him home. We pull up in front of his house, or what I thought was his house. And it's that awkward, like, ooh, are we supposed to kiss now? He thinks I'm cute, I think he's cute. He goes in for the kiss and I'm like, all right. So we're kissing. It's not intense kissing. It was just a normal kiss. And out of nowhere, came out of left field, he says something into my ear and I got so uncomfortable. And this is the part I get embarrassed to say. He says to me in my ear, sit on my face. Sit on my face. What? I was like so uncomfortable. I instantly was like, excuse me? I was like, I have to go. I really gotta get home. I'll talk to you later. He was like, are you sure you don't wanna come inside? My grandmother's sleeping. And I said, who? You want me to go inside? Your grandmother's sleeping? Is that where we're at in life right now? Ew, no, I don't wanna go inside to your grandmother's house. I wanna go home. You're weird, you're a little too freaky for me. I gotta go. I gotta go. This isn't even the most embarrassing part. So that happened. I was so uncomfortable. The next day, I kept getting phone calls from him, like boom, 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 back to back to back to back. My friend who knows about him, I texted her and I said, oh my God, Eva won't stop texting me. He probably wants me to sit on his face. LOL, laughing emojis, send. The minute I got a text back, I looked down at my phone and it said, I'm pretty sure you meant to send that to your friend, but okay. And I was like, I felt like I just wanted to crawl inside of myself. I literally didn't go to that bar ever again. I tried to write back to him and say like, oh, LOL, I'm just trying to make light of the situation. I meant to send that to you. Ha ha ha. Made no sense. I knew it didn't make sense. I knew I wasn't getting away with that, but what else could I say? I just said, I totally meant to send that to you. I'm just trying to make light of the situation. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Lots of ha's at the end of that text. Never saw him again for the next like 6 months, and one day I randomly ran into him and I was like, hi, and I ran. Whoosh, gotta go. Listen, it's never sexy to be like, hey, my grandmother's sleeping, you wanna come inside? No. Nope, not today. The next guy we have is Napoleon Dynamite. I used to work at Lucky Strike's bowling alley, and I was a cocktail server there. It was really fun working there. A lot of people would come in all the time. One day, my friend had this guy on her lane and he was super hot, like super, super hot. He had like tattoos everywhere. He looked like total bad boy, super cute. He wasn't on my lane, so I never talked to him, but I was at the register and I was talking to the girls and I was like, damn, he's really cute. Little did I know, my friend ended up giving him my number on a napkin saying, she thinks you're really cute, you should call her and ask her out on a date. So I get this text from this random number and it says, hey, I was on one of your friend's lane at the bowling alley, they gave me your number, I wanna know if you wanna go on a date. I thought to myself, okay, I'm a little nervous, I've never been on a blind date before in my entire life, I didn't know what to expect. Listen, at least I know well enough that if you go on a blind date, you take your own car. You don't get picked up, you drive separate. Because if you need to leave, you gotta go. I met him up and he starts talking, and the minute he starts talking, he literally sounded, I swear, the same brain as Napoleon Dynamite. It was so weird. I was so uninterested, and not only just in the way he talked, but like what he was saying, I didn't know what to do. I decided to order a drink because I'm like, okay, let me just try to see, like maybe he's a cool guy. It didn't get better even after the drink. Before we even ordered food, I told him like, oh, you know what? I have to go. Something just came up. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad, but I really have to get going. And he was like, what? I ran out of there so fast. That was the first and only blind date I ever went on, ever again. Lastly, we have Sugar Mama. This is the one that infuriates me the most. The audacity. Okay, woo! Getting heated just thinking about it. Back in the day, I started dating this guy, and when I first started dating him, he had a job, he had a car, he had a license, like normal things that you kind of want out of people. Somewhere along the way, he got laid off and he got a DUI. So no license, no job. And I had already kind of like started really liking him at this point. So I was just like, okay. Little by little, he keeps asking me for rides to pick him up. Like everywhere we went, I had to drive. He's like low on money, you know, that type of situation started happening. He tells me, you know what, let's go to the beach tomorrow. It's gonna be so fun. I was like, okay, cool. Not that it's a problem that I have to drive him, but at this point, I had been frustrated from all the things that I've had to do. I'm carrying the relationship here. On the way, when I pick him up, he's like, oh, I told my friend like he could come with us. So I was like, cool, whatever. He's like, oh, can you pick him up? Can I pick him up? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, blah, 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 gave me some story, can you pick him up? And I'm like, fine. I said yes, and then he tells me he lives like 30 minutes out of my way. 30 minutes. So I'm pissed, but I'm like, fine, let's go. I already told him I'd pick him up. We get back down, opposite direction, back towards the beach. We're laying on the sand. We're literally only there for like 15 minutes, and both of their asses are like, oh, we're really hungry. They wanna go to this restaurant. It's like 30 minutes the other way. Basically, we just came from that way. And my stupid ass is like, fine, let's go to the restaurant because you guys are hungry, even though I just picked y'all up and drove you all the way down this direction. Let's go back that direction. No problem. We get to the restaurant. We're sitting there. The waitress comes up and she asks for our drink orders. They both ordered an alcoholic beverage. I ordered water because, you know, I'm the driver, so I can't have a drink. So I'm reading the menu, they're looking at the menu. I always like to know what other people are ordering. It's just like, I like to ask and see, because what if they want something I want? I look at his friend and I'm like, what are you gonna get? He looks at the menu, he looks up at me and he says, I don't know, what can I get? I was like, the fuck? What do you mean, what can you get? Why are you asking me what can you get? And he was like, oh yeah, Sugar Mama said that you were paying for us. Excuse me? Woo! Can you believe the audacity of this guy to tell his, and when did that happen? When did he tell his friend that I was gonna pay for them? And when did he ever think that I would be paying for his freaking friend? I'm pissed thinking about the fact that this guy had the nerve to tell his friend I would pay. I looked over at Sugar Mama and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You thought that I was paying for you, so you ordered yourself an alcoholic beverage? Like, your ass better be ordering water if you're not paying for your own food, okay? I was pissed. I got up and I left them. I'm like, figure out how to get your own asses home, because Sugar Mama over here is leaving. I'm out the door. I'm never coming back. I was so pissed. And I'm like, good luck paying for your drinks. I can't wait for the waitress to come back and for you to be like, oh, we don't have any money. I left. I was so mad. I couldn't believe it. Like, that was the last straw. Listen, I'm not a gold digger. I'm not about these guys with all this money. You need to be responsible for your damn self. You can't be taking advantage of somebody and then telling their friends like, oh yeah, she'll pay for you. I was pissed. And you know, this is after another moment that I had with him. There was a Taco Bell moment and I should have seen it then. This is not my proudest moment, but we go to Taco Bell as a group. We're all there. Him and I are waiting in line together. You know, you're with your boyfriend. You think like you're gonna order Taco Bell together, because what, you're gonna order Taco Bell like separately? I've never heard of such a thing. I put in my order. I look to the side to see like what he wants. And all of a sudden, I see that he went to another register. Was it that he didn't want to pay for my Taco Bell? He didn't want to pay for my Taco Bell? He wanted to order his own separate thing? That's just the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Like, could you imagine going with your boyfriend to Taco Bell? He doesn't want to pay for your 89-cent taco? Like, I'm not getting a combo over here. I was getting a couple tacos. I thought that was strange. Because then, you know, if I would have foreshadowed everything after that, I ended up kind of paying for like a lot of our food. Once he got laid off, I will never forget this incident. And then when I left, he has the nerve to text me and be like, hey, we're gonna go hit up a jacuzzi. Do you wanna come? I'm like, what? Did you not just see what happened at the restaurant? Like, I'm pissed at you. Why would I wanna come hang out with you and your broke ass friend in a jacuzzi? No, thank you. That was that. I broke up with him. Basura. So that's it. Those are my dating disaster stories. I don't really have too many because, you know, I didn't really date that much. I've been with Steven for so long. If you guys have any disaster stories, please share them with everyone in the comments down below because I actually really enjoy hearing other people's disaster dating stories. I'm sure you guys have a whole lot of them if you're still dating in this like Tinder world. I really would like to know what that's all about. Like, it just fascinates me. I hope you guys like this type of video. I really do like doing story time stuff. Give it a thumbs up if you did like this video, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notifications when I upload. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!